Hi friends, today you're going to need your science notebook, the ones we started yesterday, and we are going to be talking about, we're going to do our first observation. So these are just some of the things that we talked about yesterday. We talked about the structures, what an organism was, how do they survive, and in their environment, their habitat. So we're going to be looking behavior, which is how it acts, the function, what's the purpose, why. So we're looking at the structures or the parts of the animal, or want to know how it acts and what is the purpose. And we're doing mealworms. And the first one that we are going, the first stage that we're going to go ahead and I'm going to, up here, I'm going to go ahead and put today's date again. Except yesterday was not the 4th, or today's was the 15th. Today's the 15th. I messed up on the day yesterday. Okay, so the first part that we're going to do is mealworms. And we're going to do the larva. So your job today is we're going to watch our video on the larva, and then we're going to answer a few questions. And that's what's going to be in your, for your assignment is going to be a Google Doc where you're just going to answer some of those questions. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this so I can show you what you're going to be watching. And let me pull up this is what we did yesterday. So there's our little larva. So let's go to the next slide. So larvae is more than one, larva is one. And so that was the difference there. So this is what it looks like. Right away, what are some of the things that you notice about it? Do you see all these little, I see that there's legs, right? Not throughout the whole body. It looks like just right here. I see that it's segmented. Segmented means there's lots of little body parts so it can bend. Do you see all those lines that you have right there? And then looking at the face. So as you're watching this, I want you to take down some notes. What are some of the structures? We just talked about the legs. We see that it's long and skinny. We see that it's segmented. So on my notes, I'm going to be writing some of those, and I'll show you my notes after we watch the video so you can compare the notes. So I'm going to put segmented body, and I'm going to put, I see legs. I think there's probably 4, and then I see something like on the head, but I can't really tell, so hopefully we'll get a better shot of that. So let's go ahead and watch this. So remember, you're watching, what do you see it doing? Oh, it looks like it has more than 4 legs, huh, when it lifted up. It looks like a lot more legs than when we saw in the picture. It doesn't look like it's all the way down the whole body though, just the front part of the body. Notice how the segments help it bend and move, right? I wonder if those 2 little things in the front are antennae to help it feel around. Oh, it can walk backwards. Look at that. So it can walk forward and backwards. It didn't even look like it was looking when it walked backwards. Make sure you're writing down some of the things that you notice. All right. Okay, so now we're going to our science notebook. So let's go ahead and here are the questions that we're going to be looking for. So these are the ones that you are going to be answering on your Google Doc. So we got, what structures does the mealworm have on its body? What mealworm's behaviors did you observe? And did you observe any sensory structures used to get information about the environment? All right, so I'm going to pull this to the side here so you can see the notebook also. Thank you for being patient. Okay, so we're just going to jot some notes down. So what I had down here, I had segmented body, and that helped it turn and move. So these are not sentences. You are going to have to write sentences. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so turn, it has move. We have legs at the front of the body, right? And then we notice that it can move forward and backwards. Remember how it backed up? It didn't even look like it looked. Now, this last question about the sensory structures. So that means how does it see and how does it feel? And if you notice, there were two on the head. I'm going to do a little picture here. On the head, there are these two little antennae. I think those are sensory structures that help it feel. So I think these little things right here, I'm thinking, I don't know for sure, help it feel around. And they might be antennae, they might be something else. Because when it got to the edge, it knew that it was the edge. Because we didn't get close enough to see eyes yet or anything like that. So you're going to use your notes here to help you answer your questions. So the structures are the segmented body, the legs, we have the head, you might want to mention antennae. What behaviors? We saw it turn and move, we saw it move forward and backwards. We saw the little head feeling around, because remember I saw it climb up the side. And in my notes I like to draw pictures, so when I'm in here, I saw it like kind of climb up the side. Now it didn't look like it could keep climbing, but with its little legs, it started climbing up like that. Oh, you can't see it. Now, it couldn't keep climbing, so that tells me like they're not sticky because he couldn't just get up and climb around, but he could at least climb up as long as his legs could go, and then the back part didn't have legs. That was something that I noticed. And the sensory structures to observe about the environment. All right, so after you've got your notes, your next step is to go to your classroom and go to your assignment for today and answer. I'm actually going to only make you answer the first two questions. You're going to do the first two questions. Remember, I want it to be in a complete sentence. When you are changing your question into a sentence, use part of the question. So if it says, what structures does a mealworm have on its body? You would say, a mealworm has these structures on its body. And then you list them. So I don't want to just see body, legs, head. I need to see it in the sentence. All right. We'll see you later.